Hello everyone, and if you can't tell by looking at the track, this is Irwindale, and this is the site to race number 23 of the Reebok Truck Series season, but there's a small problem with the track. It doesn't hold 42 drivers, it shouldn't, in all honesty. So what we have done this week is we have split the series into two different groups, which are on the screen somewhere, either already have been or are on the screen right now. What you want to do is, if your name is in Dual B, you want to skip to the point in the video where it will say, because otherwise there's no point in watching Group A unless you want to watch it. That said, it's pretty simple, and let's go down trackside for the action in Group A. Hello and welcome to Irwindale, California, and Group Dual Race Letter A for this race weekend. Yeah, this track doesn't hold 42 trucks or cars, so we're going to do dual races here because I just love this track. On the pole today for this duel is Oriel Pollard, and he'll start alongside Kyle Collins. By the way, if you're still watching this point, you're in Group B, which would have been done before this. You can go ahead and skip to where dual race B is at. Chris Washer and Jessica Shelton in row number 2. William Duncan, Mason Neal, row 3. Paul Swanson will start alongside Seth Cole in row 4. And row 5 is Tim Greenwich and Preston Plord. Rest of the starting grid: Kyle Matthews, Kato Nakagawa, row 6. Chris Louvier, Mason Powers, row 7. Amanda Shelley and Hiroshi Kazuyoshi, row 8. Yeah. Jake Baskinger, Johnny Gardner, row 9, with Max Newer, Sam Young, row 10, and Eric Powers, the points leader, rounding out this group. Kind of hard to say the points because not all the points guys are in this one. So the top 5 in points that are in this group is how I'll say it. You have Eric Powers as the points leader, William Duncan 3rd in points, Amanda Shelley 5th in points, Max Newer 7th in points, and Sam Young is 9th in points. So as you can tell, groups kind of sorted by how they run in points. So the odd numbered points are in this group, even numbers in the other group. So we are in store for 30 laps. This is the site to the first 3 all-star races. Here comes the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Sorry, this might get a little raspy here. I'm dealing with a little bit of throat pain as Mason Neal does not get rolling. Tough break for the 90. 41st in the points. Coming in, and now we see that the outside line's going to have to try and play a whole lot of catch-up here, as there's actually problems for Greenwich as well. Hard to tell. Green flag is out. And so the action begins already. 3 wide. That did not take long. And Kyle Collins around the outside. That's the preferred line for everyone. You can make moves on the inside, and passing, not impossible, but will be extremely difficult tonight. So Chris Washer also going to make a move. He's going to grab 2nd away from Oriel Pollard. And so the pole sitter having a rough go of things early on. Now he's starting to get the momentum going again. We'll see if he can start making some moves towards the front again in that number 12 711 Toyota Tundra. It's going to be tough. They're all grouped up on that outside. Preston Plord, Kato Nakagawa teaming up a little bit here. Tim Greenwich apparently is going, so good job for him. And caution flags are turned on. So we will see the caution flag if it is needed and comes out tonight. Shelton kind of stuck on that bottom line now behind Kato Nakagawa, who got put down there by Tim Greenwich. Greenwich now going to try and go around the outside of Preston Plord, and here comes Kyle Matthews around the outside. Nakagawa stuck on the extreme low side of the track. And now here comes 3-time winner this season, Seth Cole, around the outside. 3 wide for the race lead, though. Paul Swanson is going to come out on top of that as Chris Washer is trying to battle with Kyle Collins. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that they would have been battling for the lead. Clutch problems on the 90, though. Will get credit for starting this race. So now Washer around the outside of Collins. Sorry, I was too wrapped up in that battle for the 10th spot back there, which is still going on. Now Kyle Matthews put onto the bottom by William Duncan. We'll see if he can get up towards the top or if he can't just fight back a little bit on that inside line. So far, not so well. Here comes Kazuyoshi now around the outside. And Washer has gotten the lead away from Paul Swanson, who now tries to get around the outside of Kyle Collins. I don't know. Is Collins just fighting back on the inside really well? Looks like it. Looks like that truck he's got handling a little bit on the bottom, at least somewhat well. Because it looks like it's Washer and Swanson pushing each other down the straightaway. That's pushing them ahead of the 45 truck. Washer now clear. We'll see what line he chooses to run. Yeah, Collins running really well on that inside line. 10 laps in. Looks like he's got it working. Swanson going to take it to the middle now on that. Thinks better of it. I'm enjoying seeing this battle for lead. This is pretty cool right now, but I almost want to still check out the battle for 10th there. Swanson again goes 3 wide. So 3 wide for the lead once again at Irwindale. And it's Kyle Collins who gets out of it. So Swanson now on the inside of Chris Washer for the race lead. Has to get out of the throttle, and Washer maintains the position. Now here comes Oriel Pollard with the momentum. Who's just lying in wait there in the 4th position. And because this is a points race, the win would count towards the chase to whoever wins this race. Amanda Shelley going around the outside of William Duncan and Preston Plord. Seth Cole into 6th, Tim Greenwich 5th. And Pollard still trying to go around the outside of Kyle Collins, who's got that inside line working for him. As long as they're not 3 wide, he can make it work down there, which is something we're not really seeing out of too many other competitors tonight, are we? Eric Powers still hasn't made it anywhere up from his dead last starting spot. Matthews has now fallen all the way back here. And yeah, we're just not really seeing anyone else be able to work that bottom, which is kind of a sad thing, really. Is oh my, we're almost 4 wide for the race lead. Okay, 3 wide can work, guys. 4 wide is just a terrible idea. Paul Swanson leads at the stripe. As now Pollard tries to go around the outside of the 45. Once again, Washer back to 4th. Amazingly, through all of this, Greenwich actually, well, that lap he made up a lot of ground on 4th, but Greenwich was not gaining a whole lot of ground. Here comes Pollard now to the middle. Thinks better of it. And these guys have just been battling the entire race. And like I said, they aren't even gaining that much ground. The top 4 are running faster laps than 5th, despite all this impressive battling going on. Now Hiroshi Kazuyoshi goes around the outside of Seth Cole, as well with Chris Louviere. And Kyle Collins still trying to hang around the inside. Actually, you had to brake check there. You could see it. Front end dipped on that 45 truck. As 3 Toyotas lead the Dodge and then a Ford. And then Kazuyoshi is the top running Chevy right now. Collins still hanging around the inside now. Having to battle for 2nd though with Oriel Pollard. And the rough thing about this is Pollard's got that outside line going for him, even if Paul Swanson's in it. But here comes Collins back to the inside. Battle for the race lead once again. And Oriole Pollard's thinking about making it 3 wide. Thinks better of it once again. Holy cow. 3 wide, not the best idea you can have here, in all honesty. And even when he has the choice there, Collins still runs a little bit lower line than the 03 of Paul Swanson. Maybe Collins just doesn't like his truck on that outside as the top 4 single file now. And just like that, mind you, 6 laps to go as the caution is out. Kato Nakagawa and Kyle Matthews are involved. Going to be a short shootout now here from Irwindale. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happened with the 7 and the 5. And actually, I was wrong. It does not start with the 7 and the 5. In fact, there's a couple more competitors also involved in this. Sam Young gets a run on the outside, clips into the 3, and into the outside wall they go. Johnny Gardner's also going to kind of get a piece of this. Maybe. Maybe not. Actually, he does, because Kyle Matthews runs into the back end of Kato Nakagawa. And look at the 3 just getting pushed through this corner by Sam Young. But that's actually how the caution comes out because of that, I guess. Either that or the 84 or something, I don't know. Either way, let's go back to the green flag with a short shootout here to end it out. And we are back. It is going to be literally a 1-lap shootout at a short track. No retirees, so that's good. Paul Swanson is the leader. Can he hold off Kyle Collins, or will he get his second win of the season? Oriole Pollard runs 3rd, Chris Washer 4th, Tim Greenwich 5th, Louvier 6th, Kazuyoshi 7th, Seth Cole 8th, Amanda Shelley 9th, and Preston Plord 10th. If I'm going to be all honest, it's only going to be one of the top 3 going for the win, and I think Paul Swanson has got this. Passing really difficult. I don't see Kyle Collins being able to pass him in 1 lap. But I've been wrong before. Pace truck's going to pull off. And we are green once again. Kyle Collins, not so good of a jump there. He's going to have 1 shot at this into turn 3. And not going to get there. Paul Swanson wins for the 2nd time this season. And I don't think the top 10 at all changed over that lap. But oh well, just the way it goes. Paul Swanson the winner. Kyle Collins, Oriole Pollard, Chris Washer, Tim Greenwich, Chris Louvier, Hiroshi Kazuyoshi, Seth Cole, Amanda Shelley, and Preston Plord, the top 10. Nakagawa end up pitting for the crash damage there again on the white flag lap. So, fortunately for her, she is 1 lap down. But with that, we have one more dual race to go. And that one is coming up right now. And we are back to Irwindale for Group 2 for the Outlaw 300. Kind of an unfortunate name. Would have been good to have something with duels in it, but oh well. On the front row for this duel will be Matt Dixon and Alan Cavagnaro. Row 2 is Trevor Germain and Charles Jackson. Row 3, Jeff James and John Irvin. Row 4, Sky Commons, Dylan Thoreau. Row 5, Jonathan Zorline, Henry Powers, Greg Jones, and Steve Pollard in row 6. Hold on. Yep, row 6. Okay. Jay Stella, Alex Perkle, row 7. Dylan Young, Tom Shelley, row 8. Row 9 is Zachary Fitzwater and Binky Louvier. Row 20, Zach Cruller, James Shelley, and rounding out the field will be Stephen Pollard III. Couple of notes and headlines from this one. Top 5 in points that are in this group are the other top 10 in points. Dylan Thoreau is 24 points behind Eric Powers. James Shelley is 74 back. Steve Pollard, 115 back. Alex Perkle of 149, and Jonathan Zorline is 194. Unlike a normal race, I'd say pretty much only your top 6 or top 7 coming into this race could have left as the points leader. Not that many points to be made up here. Other notes from this group: Zach Kreller, Greg Jones, both in this group, as well as John Irvin, which is a little weird.
Drivers, start your engines!
Is there anyone in this group that was also in the other group? Nope, doesn't look like it. A little weird considering John Irvin is actually 31st in the points, so based on the other thing, he would have been in the other group. But, well, then again, Austin LaPlante kind of throws this up because he's still listed in the points. He was 26th. What in earth is Zorline doing? Well, apparently this is going to be legal. Green flag is out. There are already 3 wide coming to line in 2 different spots. Because guess what? Jay Stella and Tom Shelley were having an argument over space as well. And just like that, because of it, they're almost 4 wide coming out turn 2. Get the feeling this group's going to be a little bit crazier than the other group. Who knows? Either way, all 21 trucks actually take the green flag, and Matt Dixon, unlike the other group, will lead from the pole. Jackson trying to get 3rd. John Irvin trying to go around the outside as well. Irvin comes into this race just 6 points out of the top 30 in points. Remember, Greenwich finished in the top 5 in the other group. The other one that he'd have to compete with is Henry Powers. Powers is 24 points ahead of the 13. Then again, also there's Kazuyoshi, who also ran well, and Charles Jackson's also in this duel. So, John Irvin needing some help maybe this week to get back into that top 30 in points as he tries to go for 3rd around the outside. Meanwhile, Charles Jackson wants the race lead. He's got 2nd now. He's not going to have 2nd. And what was I saying there? Sky Commons around the outside of the 61. As Jackson now gets gets back up into that outer lane a little bit. Still trying to peek to the inside of the 13, it looks like. Looking at the back of the field, they've kind of calmed themselves down a little bit, wouldn't you say? Then there's Binky, but whatever. Henry Powers falling back 3 wide here with Jay Stella and Jonathan Zorline there. I'm amazed Zorline did not get a penalty for the start there. That was very interesting to see. Jackson's gone around Irvin. Now Sky Commons trying to go around the 13 truck. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Cavagnaro jump up to that outside lane if he gets a shot. He's got a shot here if he wants to take it. And he will, as Trevor Germain now has gone around the outside of the 99 truck. And peeks to the inside of the 2. As Sky Commons tried to go inside of the 54. The inside line not appearing to work as well tonight, or on this one as the other duel. Cavagnaro way high and out of the groove there. Tried to go around the outside of 17. Actually gets there. Holy cow, that was a run. Irvin now around the outside, or getting back to the outside lane is with help from Jeff James there. Steve Pollard's coming off pit lane. Not quite sure what happened there. Might have to follow up with that or something if we get an opportunity. Either way, now he's up here with the leaders, but a lap down. Sky Commons trying to go to the inside of the 2 truck. Outside line's a little crowded. Decides he's wanting to go to the inside line. Can he make it stick is the question. And not quite yet. Almost got there. And Trevor Germain now is going to make a peek. That might hurt or help Sky Commons. I don't know. It could do both. John Irvin now is going to try and go to the outside of 61. Oh my, that was close. 61 got a little loose off turn 4. And now Trevor Germain's in the middle, 3 wide here. With Steve, and they get out of it. So, kind of interesting there. There's Greg Jones running in the 9th position right now. Like I said, now a whole lot of points to be made up here. Gets a little loose. Zorline goes to his outside. Jay Stella to the inside now of the 6 truck. And Zach Kreller's going to take that insane outside line. Not going to be able to get to the 6 yet, but takes it to the inside of the 6 now. And already, just like that, halfway home. And Matt Dixon has checked out a little bit. Well, then again, not very hard when the field's battling for 3rd. Cavagnar now peeking to the inside of Jackson. Commons got a little loose off turn 4. You can see it there. Truck definitely broke sideways on him. John Irvin's got some company on that back bumper of his. As now, look at the inside line here. Well, never mind, there's the outside line going back. So, impressive battle here for 3rd. Problem is, they are letting the leader just check out right now. Dixon's loving this right now. And now John Irvin goes around the outside of the 17. The 2 truck is clear for the time being. And Jackson is somewhat clear of this battle now. He might be able to go chase down the 29 truck. We'll have to see. He's got 10 laps to do it. Not quite that time. Well, maybe he didn't break free of this battle for 2nd, because Cavagnaro now got out of there. Gonna pull Jackson right back in. John Irvin going to go to the outside. He's actually to the outside of the 2 truck. No, he's not. Cavagnaro throws the block. Jeff James all the way up next to the wall there. Didn't quite work for him. Caution flag flies, and that might be a break. Kreller and Tom Shelley have gone around. Stephen Pollard third also seeming to be involved. Meanwhile, field racing back to the line. And this time we should be able to get a 2-lap shootout. I think we should be good on backing up here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happened to the 23 coming off turn number 4. And we are back. Here's what happened to the 23 truck coming off turn number 4. The all-time winningest driver, James Shelley, going to get to the left rear and just hook the number 23 around. Going to be nowhere for Dylan Young to go. He's going to get a piece of it. Dylan Thoreau, second in points, also gets a piece, as well as Pollard. And there is the 97 truck getting involved. And along comes Binky, just mind her own business, gets through it. Kind of interesting that she was that far behind everyone, but hey, whatever. Time to go back to the well, actually, let's go and check out. Well, no, I don't think we got time. I will check out what happened to the 25, though. And we are actually back. Here's what happened to 25. I just found this comical enough to actually document. This is actually what happened to him, and it does not bring out the caution. Gets spun down onto the pit lane, and hello! And there's his pit stall right back there. And yeah. That's essentially what happened to the 25 to put him a lap down. Whatever, hey, let's go back to the restart. And we are back. We just got in the green flag. You have not missed a thing. Tom Shelley, Stephen Pollard III retired after the wreck. And like we said, Steve Pollard is one lap down. Does Charles Jackson have anything in the final 2 laps for Matt Dixon? Well, now it's the final lap because here they come off turn number 4. White flags in the air. 1 lap to go for Matt Dixon. And the problem is it's going to be really hard to get around him. And not going to be able to, well, around the outside maybe. Nope. Matt Dixon takes dual race 2. An important win for that team. They were 40th in the points, so maybe another win that will go to waste. So the Goodwrench Chevy goes coast to coast and wins the race tonight. Rest of the top 10, Charles Jackson, Alan Cavagnaro, John Irvin, Sky Commons, Trevor Germain, Jay Stella, Jeff James, Henry Powers, Zachary Fitzwater. And the entire top 6 was rookies. Although, granted, only 6 drivers in this field were veteran drivers. So, oh well. Steve Pollard actually ends up being 3 laps down by the end of this. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but oh well. I'd like to thank you for watching. Coming up right after this is your points and the chase grid after the round of Irwindale. This was race 23, meaning there's only 3 races left in the race to the chase. Should be interesting. I'll see you next time.